If you're relying on VPC Flow Logs for security monitoring, I need to make sure you understand exactly what they capture and what they don't. There are some common misconceptions that could leave gaps in your security visibility.
I've been using Flow Logs for security monitoring, but I realize I might not fully understand what I'm actually seeing. What should I know?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Network Ninja Cloudcast. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into VPC Flow Logs with my co-host here.
Hey everyone! So yeah, I want to make sure I'm using Flow Logs correctly and understanding their limitations.
And that's exactly why we need to talk about this. I recently worked with a company that had a crypto mining attack running for 3 weeks inside their VPC. They had flow logs enabled the whole time but never caught it because they didn't understand what flow logs actually capture and don't capture, and they weren't analyzing the data effectively.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. What exactly are VPC Flow Logs capturing?
Think of flow logs like a security camera at a building entrance, but instead of recording video, it's taking snapshots of who's coming and going. Each snapshot, or flow record, captures the source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, protocol number, packet count, byte count, and whether the traffic was accepted or rejected. It's metadata about connections, not the actual packet contents.
So it's like seeing that someone entered through door 5 at 2 p.m., but not what they were carrying or saying.
Exactly right. And here's where it gets interesting. When you create a flow log in the VPC console under your VPCs, then select your VPC and go to the Flow Logs tab, you'll see an option called Maximum Aggregation Interval. The default is 10 minutes, but you can set it to 1 minute for more granular data. This affects how often flow data is aggregated and published, not whether traffic is captured.
So Flow Logs capture all the traffic metadata, just aggregate it at different intervals?
Right. Flow logs capture metadata for all network flows that reach your Elastic network interfaces. But here's what's critical to understand. There are specific types of traffic that flow logs simply don't record at all. This includes traffic to Amazon DNS servers, though traffic to your own DNS server is logged. It also excludes Windows license activation traffic, instance metadata traffic to 169.254.169.254, Amazon Time Sync Service traffic, DHCP traffic, and traffic to the reserved IP address for the default VPC router.
Oh, so it's not about sampling or percentages. It's that certain traffic types are explicitly excluded by design?
Exactly. And more importantly, flow logs only capture metadata, not packet contents. So even if you see every connection to a suspicious IP, you won't know what data was actually transferred. An attacker could exfiltrate your entire database and you'd just see a connection with a byte count. You wouldn't see the actual data.
That makes more sense. So what should I be using Flow Logs for then?
Flow logs excel at 3 things. First, traffic pattern analysis. You can identify which resources are communicating, spot unusual traffic volumes, and understand your network topology. Second, troubleshooting connectivity issues. If you see reject in the action field, you know a security group or network ACL is blocking traffic. Third, compliance and forensics. Flow log data gives you evidence of communication patterns over time.
Can you walk me through what a flow record actually looks like?
Sure, a default version 2 record looks like this. Your account ID, the any ID like anyabhe123, then source IP like 10.0.1.50, destination IP like 52.94.133.129, source port 49152, destination port 443, protocol 6 which is TCP, packet count, byte count, start and end timestamps, and finally, ACCP or reject. Version 3 and later add fields like VPC ID, subnet ID, traffic path, and flow direction.
What's that destination IP? It looks like an AWS IP.
Good catch. That's actually in the AWS IP range, likely for an AWS service in US East 1. You can verify this using the AWS IP ranges JSON file at ipranges.amazonaws.com/ipranges.json. This is how you'd identify traffic going to AWS services versus external destinations. Just keep in mind that AWS IP ranges change frequently, so you'd want to automate checking against the current file.
What are the biggest mistakes people make with Flow Logs?
Number 1 is setting them up at the wrong level. You can attach flow logs to a VPC, a subnet, or an individual any. If you attach at the VPC level, you get everything. But that can mean massive data volumes. I've seen companies generate terabytes per day and get surprised by CloudWatch Logs costs. CloudWatch Logs charges for both ingestion and storage, and those costs add up quickly at scale.
So what's the better approach?
For cost optimization, send flow logs to S3 instead of CloudWatch. S3 storage is significantly cheaper than CloudWatch Logs pricing. Use Parquet format for better compression and query performance with Athena. And be strategic. Maybe you only need flow logs on your public subnets and database subnets, not your entire VPC. Also, consider using custom log formats to capture only the fields you actually need.
Let me make sure I've got this. VPC Flow Logs capture connection metadata, not packet contents. They capture all flows except for specific excluded traffic types like Amazon DNS and DHCP. They're great for pattern analysis and troubleshooting, but shouldn't be your only security tool because they don't show you what's inside the packets. And I should send them to S3 and Parquet format to save money.
Perfect summary. My pro tip is to combine flow logs with VPC traffic mirroring for critical workloads where you need actual packet capture, and use Amazon Detective, Guard Duty, or a SIEM to correlate flow log data with other security signals. Guard Duty actually analyzes flow logs automatically as one of its data sources.
This really clarifies how I should be thinking about my security monitoring setup.
That's it for today's episode. If this helped you understand flow logs better, hit that like button and subscribe for more cloud networking deep dives.
And share this with your team, especially anyone who might have misconceptions about what flow logs capture.
Thanks for watching the Network Ninja Cloudcast. See you in the next one.